For a bit of context of why I'm making this video, a couple of months ago, Just a Robot has, let's just say, stuck his hands in a jam jar and is struggling to get out. Many of you may be aware of the situation surrounding Cindybear03, where it was brought to light that she groomed a minor and that turned into a rabbit hole that still to this day is getting deeper. Jar thought it was a wonderful idea to make a video defending this groomer. To the release of this video, this resulted in other things being brought to light, like how in DMs of a conversation he had with Cindybear, one of his jokes was saying, "Do you want to see my cock?" while showing a picture of a cockerel. Again, to someone who's been exposed as a groomer. And as you can probably guess, people weren't very happy about it. Jar received a heavy amount of call-out videos, with being ridiculed in an interview, as well as people who he was close to wanting nothing to do with him anymore. Jar fucked up. Big time. So, a couple of months of Jar being off the internet, he came back with a response to everything titled Respond with Receipts. And it's not very good. In fact, it's bloody terrible. It's so bad that I decided to make a commentary over his response video. Keep in mind that this is an unscripted commentary with no notes, no prompts, nothing. There may be some things that I say in this that are not well thought out, but I tried my best to give my thoughts and feelings as possible. So grab some sweets, grab some popcorn, sit back and enjoy, because it wasn't fun for me. Alright, so this is Just a Robot's response video titled Respond with Receipts. Spoiler alert, he doesn't really give receipts. But let's just get into this, and I'll pause it just to give my own commentaries over it and my own thoughts. So yeah, I'll also edit out a couple of things as well. So let's get into this.
Hey everyone, it's been a while. In fact, it's been a couple of months. These last few months have been very chaotic to say the least, and I know a lot of you have many questions. You're curious about my side of the story. Don't worry, I brought receipts.
No, you didn't. I watched this video beforehand. He doesn't give receipts. A lot of this video. I mean, we'll get into it when we get into it. But a lot of this video is basically just him finger pointing. Him not really apologizing for what he did. He apologized to a few people, I'll give him that. He apologized to a few people, but he doesn't really take any sort of like responsibility or accountability for what he did. But we'll get into that when later on in the video.
I know most people won't care for what I have to say. The tea has gone cold and they've moved on to talking about people like Mudahar and Nuxtaku. But at least you're here watching this unmonetized video of mine, so you don't have to even worry about giving me money by viewing this video. Or maybe you're just viewing this through someone else's live stream who's looking to farm a few more clicks off of me.
Yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why, Jar.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat things. I fucked up. I really dropped the ball on this situation. I can't even say that I was manipulated or enabled to get involved with the cine drama, because both my roommate and my girlfriend and he...
Okay, hold on, let's read this. I want to make this clear. They thought... I want to make this clear. They thought defending someone getting bashed like this I've done before would lead to me fighting the drama channels for years like I've done before. They didn't want to see me deal with that and go through the hardship. Okay, so some people told you this before. They told you it was a bad idea to defend Cindy before, and you still went by it? You didn't listen to their advice and you still went for it, from having multiple people tell you, hey, this is a bad idea, and you didn't listen to them? It's not that they thought I was in the wrong because they didn't see the final video. Also, yes, I will be adding text throughout this video so people can... I don't care.
And my neighbor told me that what I was doing was stupid and reckless.
Your neighbor? Your neighbor told you what you're doing. Hold on, let's actually see that again.
manipulated or enabled to get involved with the cine drama, because both my roommate and my girlfriend and even my neighbor told me that what I was doing was stupid and reckless.
Your neighbor told you what you were doing was stupid and reckless? Hey, neighbor! Do you think defending a groomer is a good idea? Fucking hell.
Even I knew that defending someone from the RCC with allegations...
Okay. Every person I've helped a lot, like Hopeless Peaches, didn't go well for me in the end. I was one of the people who helped Spoctor as well. Helping people feels good, but isn't good in the long... What? Look, you've only really listed like around two people. I mean, granted, both of these people are a piece of shit, but just because like a few bad apples are worth defending doesn't really mean that defending other people isn't a bad idea. Like, I've defended people who turned out to be absolutely garbage people, but like, the thing is, I don't really regret anything that I've said. I don't regret anything that I've said or done in those matters.
I'm not upset with everybody who has made a video on me, because I can understand where a lot of them are coming from. Granted, there are a few people who have said some crazy things about me.
You know, that's actually true, actually. Like, I mean, like, if you want to call out Jar for the mistake he made in the city video, that's fine. But if you're going to make, like, accusation without any sort of proof, that's not cool. I've also seen people go after his girlfriend and also, like, other people in his personal life. That's also not cool. And unless they have, and, you know, things like that just isn't acceptable on any sort of level. So no, I do think if that is happening, that needs to stop.
I knew how this guy was. I warned you how he was. I told you what position you were in, and I was very conscious and scared on your behalf because of what position you're in. Jar could have raped you, and that's probably what he was trying to like.
Wait, what? What? That is an insane statement to make, man. Like, I mean, look, I know I mean, like, I've been in, like, you know, I'm in Cat's Lair, so, I mean, like, I've seen a lot of people come up and actually give a lot of stories about Just the Robot being a bit of a creep, or, like, Just the Robot just being a total weirdo, and I've seen proof of this, but, like, being afraid that he was gonna rape someone? What the fuck?
That was probably his dream, his end goal.
I'm going over a lot more than just the city stuff in this video, because just about every bad or questionable thing I have done is out there now. If you're only here for one specific allegation and you don't care to watch this entire video, don't worry, I will be providing timestamps for specific allegations.
Okay, let's see. How I talk to people, the Jordan animations drawing, do I have a fart feather? What? Do I have a fart? No! Please don't tell me you talk about this, John. No! No! Why would you talk about this in your video response? With you defending a groomer? Oh my... No, don't. Please don't tell me you talk about this. This is insane. Oh, fucking hell. VideoCon 2023. I think this might be to do with the Ponder thing. The handshake for... Yeah, no, I think that's something to do with the Ponder thing. So, yeah. Misanthropony / Jade. Kumo, final thoughts. Okay.
The biggest problem with my video draft about Cindy by far is how soft I went on her. I regret that even more now due to the fact that new information has been released about Cindy. I don't like being
There was information beforehand! There was a Google Doc about Cindy! And you didn't even read it! You didn't read it! You literally admit... Well, I mean, like, you probably did read it, but you probably didn't read it well! And I know in this video you blame your dyslexic work, and we're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that. But... There was proof about Cindy Bear being a groomer, and you just ignored it.
Lied to, especially by people who wanted my help. But I fell for what she told me, being the gullible fool that I am.
You just said that you weren't manipulated! You just said at the start of the video you were not manipulating the saying, and now you're saying that you were gullible enough to believe her. Hold on, let's hear that again, just to make sure I'm not taking it out of context.
I don't like being lied to, especially by people who wanted my help. But I fell for what she told me, being the gullible fool that I am.
So yeah, you're literally admitting that you were manipulated by Cinny Bear. Holy shit! Like, oh, someone's being accused of grooming. Oh, I'm making a video about her and I'm gonna talk to her. Like, that's not gonna bite you in the arse soon.
I didn't believe that Cinny is a pedo, and I still don't.
But you can make the case that she's a groomer. But who's accusing, like, who's accusing Cinny Bear as like a pedophile? Or is she like, from what I've actually seen? Well, she did groom an underage person. Grooming is not necessarily sexual. So who's accusing Cinny Bear of being a pedophile? Like, groomer, yes, but who's accusing her of being a pedophile? That's what I want to know.
I didn't believe she did what she did out of malicious intent or to hurt anyone.
You know what? No, I'm not even gonna say anything about that.
I really believe that she was just incredibly socially retarded, along with the fact that
Yeah, because she's on the spectrum. People on the spectrum seem to have social interactions. You know that as someone on the spectrum. I know that as someone on the spectrum. It's a pretty common thing with people who are on the spectrum that they can be a bit socially awkward.
I truly believed that I was onto something comparing this to the pyro drama, because
Stop comparing yourself to other YouTubers. Stop.
And I believe that Cinny was gaslit into doing that by her roommate who goes by it pronouns. When I saw Kumo coming to the same conclusions about Cinny that I came to, along with witnessing him beating a few people in debates about it, I thought he might have been onto something, so I decided that I should help her as well.
So here's something that I found out from LioConvoy's stream. Apparently, the reason why Kumo did this, and again, I'm not trying to bash on Kumo, I don't really care about him that much. I mean, like, I hope he's doing okay. I don't wish the worst from him, but I'm not trying to bash on him. But from what I've heard from LioConvoy's stream, is that the reason why Kumo did this is because he apparently was going after Jax. Jack. He was apparently going after him. LioConvoy goes into a little bit more detail about this, but what Kumo was doing was stupid, and like, even some people in his circle were even telling him, hey, this is stupid, you should not do that. Now, and it's not really excusing like what Jack has done, because Jack has also done a lot of like horrendous shit, but it is also something to bring up that Kumo really doesn't like Jack and was going after him. He was the prime target.
My main understanding of morality is that hypocrisy is the most objectable sin. I also understand that nothing can get you cancelled harder than a child grooming allegation that a lot of people believe. I saw how people flip-flopped on the pyro drama, so I thought they were about to do the same with this situation.
Stop comparing yourself to other YouTubers. Stop.
The first draft of my Cinny video was originally made to bash her. That being said, I still went softer on her.
Oh yeah, that's also something else. Apparently, the video that Jar put, the one where she's defending Skinny, was apparently not even the final draft. Apparently, he only really released that version of the video was because Kumo released apparently released that version. So instead of, you know, just saying, hey, that's not the final version, that's not what's gonna happen, he just panicked and just released that version. Like, what? Just finish your video, dude.
As you can hear at the end of the full call I had with Cinny, I said that I would be making a new draft in defense of Cinny before I talked to Jack. But yeah, I'm going to be changing my video a lot, and I'm also going to have to reach out to Jack because, you know, so I know you're
Uh-oh! Have fun with that, oh my god.
Yeah, I'm going to get the video ready because...
No, Jar. Stop getting involved.
Along with a day to look over a whole bunch of videos about Cine to make sure that my information was correct. Unfortunately, the last draft that I was still in the middle of adding stuff to was leaked by Kumo, and I panicked uploaded what I had. As you can see from this screenshot, which is of my Cine video, I uploaded it unlisted on October 10th, which was a Tuesday, and the actual Cine video was planned to go live on Sunday.
Okay, look, I'm just gonna state this right here. Like, I do think it was a dick move for Kumo to release that video before you even publish it. I do think it is a dick move that he did do that. But that doesn't really justify with the way you reacted and the way you panicked for not finishing the actual finished version, but instead made a... I don't know if it's like half or like, you know, 80% or 70% or 60% of the finished product. It's very odd behavior, Jar.
I don't do YouTube full time. I have a job. I have Saturdays and Sundays.
Okay, does your... I just need to ask this. Does your real life job know that you do a lot of the shit online? Because I feel like if they did find out, that could have like consequences on your role as someone who works. I feel like that could have real life consequences if they did find out. So this is a good example. This is probably a prime way for you to just change the way you interact with people. The fact that you have a job, you need to keep that job in order to keep going. I mean, if you want to keep on making YouTube videos to keep on, you know, making a living, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. But you need to self-reflect on a lot of the shit that you have said.
Days off, that's why I was trying to do extra research on Saturday. He got it through Romantic Goblin as I was in the middle of asking people to look over it to see if there was any mistakes I needed to correct. I asked people like Miss Anthropony,
Wait, hold on. Wait, what? Hold on.
Romantic Goblin as I was in the middle of asking people to look over it to see if there was any mistakes I needed to correct. I asked people like Miss Anthropony.
Hold on, let's read this. Okay. Mid looking over the video to give me your thoughts. Do not send it to anyone. Watching it now, just got her. Wait, what? So wait, Miss Anthropony watched your video before you even made it public, and he still had the nerve to call you a pedo apologist? What a fucking slimy motherfucker! What? He watched the video before the video was even released, and he's calling him, and he still had the nerve to call him a pedo apologist. Like, what the fuck? You watched it before LioConvoy even watched it. And it was, so basically this just proves that the whole reason that Miss Anthropony just cut him off was just because of the backlash he was getting online, because he didn't want to take the heat. What a fucking snake. Okay, let's get, just got home from work. I'm really sorry for the slow response. I'm playing through this video game right now and putting together a position of my review. Do you think people will understand to the point? No, they do not. And if and I don't really know what Miss Anthropony responded to, but you know, to be honest, they do not.
Pony Akumu.
Okay, let's see what Kumo says. Could you look over a video for me? I'm not home at the moment. I'm in a different city with my brother. So with Miss Anthropony, it basically shows that he did watch the video, but with Akumo, there's nothing saying that he didn't watch, that he watched the video beforehand. I mean, so Akumo, like, I just need to ask, like, if you're watching this, did you watch the video beforehand, or did you see it at the same time as everyone else did? That's what I want to know.
To be confused with Kumo and others of the...
Okay. The others said it was a good video and they asked not to be shown. Who? Who said it was a good video? Did Miss Anthropony say it was a good video? Did Akumo say it was a good video?
My roommate was also on a business trip and coming home on Saturday. I was planning to look over both docs with him very carefully. I have the worst case of dyslexia in the world, so it's very hard.
Okay, look, even if that, like, you know, I'm not denying that Jar's dyslexic. He's publicly said that, and I've actually seen things of Jar actually being, dyslexic. But do you know what you can do if you struggling to read a Google Doc? You can copy and paste it, and you can put it in text for speech. That's what I do. I'm dyslexic. I'm also on the spectrum as well. I'm in the same boat as you. When I struggle to read stuff, I just copy and paste it and I put it in text for speech. That's what I did with the documents on Kai White, and I did that when I was on the train. It's possible for you to actually have other ways of reading stuff without having to look at the words. You can just listen to it back.
For me to do that myself. Yeah, my dyslexia often leads me to focus more on what I can hear rather than what I can read.
Okay, then the good thing to do is to download text for speech.
This is why I was considering having Chud look over the video, because I considered him to be an objective person. Granted, I went back and forth on whether I wanted him to look over it privately or on a live stream. I was also encouraged to have Chud look over my video by people like Romantic Goblin and Cinny.
Here's also the question I want to know, because basically you send out the video to all of these people, people who, I know you were friends with Misanthropony. If you wanted him to have you check over, fine. You were also, you want all these other people. Why didn't you go to LioConvoy and ask him for your opinion, since he's an expert on, things like this? Why didn't you go to him and basically hey, do you mind looking over the video and just, seeing what I can improve on? Have you got any notes for me? Why didn't you go to him?
Some people said I should have flagged or copyright strike down Kumo's video, but I'm gonna be honest here. Once the video is out there, it's kind of out there, and I've seen what happens to...
Okay, then just finish the video that you were making.
Other YouTubers when they try to strike down a video. Long story short, it doesn't end well for them.
Okay, but in your case, it was a video. It was your video. With those other cases, hold on, let's actually look at those other cases. Let's
be honest here. Once the video is out there, it's kind of out there, and I've seen what happens to other YouTubers.
Okay, but look, Kai Wise copyright struck a video. I don't really know about the other guys, but Kai Wise copyright struck a video because 5 minutes of his video was played in Kumo's video. It wasn't the entire video. It was just 5 minutes of uninterrupted video. Your video, however, was uploaded in its entirety. So yeah, you would have every right to strike it down, Jar.
This doc was released on the same day Kumo uploaded my video onto his channel. Unlike the other two docs, it's short and straight to the point. If I saw this, I would have held off on uploading my video to do extra research.
You had a document already. Even no matter how simple it was, there are even ways that you can still read it without having to use your eyes. Again, text for speech exists. You can use it, Jar.
But because of what Kumo did, I panicked and uploaded what I had. When I uploaded the singing video to my channel, all I could think about was how unprepared I was for this situation. I came across as very arrogant in that video due to past success of going against the mainstream commentary community opinion and coming out on top. Granted, often when I upload a video on YouTube, I get anxiety. I think to myself, oh no, this is the video that's going to get me cancelled.
Yeah, no, you know what, I get that all the time, actually. I completely understand where he's coming from. Because whenever I do a drama video, no matter what I'm talking about, usually whenever I try and do drama videos, I don't really care what other people think. I just speak from the heart, and that's all I give a fuck about. But I get where he's coming from. Whenever I always feel emotionally anxiety about what other videos that I put out. When I made my first video on Rebecca Starlight, the first video I made, I gotta admit, when I was actually recording it, I was shaking. I didn't know how people were going to react to it. I didn't know if it was the right thing to do. And then, funny enough, I actually got quite a good response, so that made me feel a lot better. And that's basically just every single video I've done with my internet responses that I've always felt. I've always felt, did I do the right thing by doing this? Did I feel justified, or am I in the right for doing this? And it does make me, even doing this video, I feel like this is really the right thing to do. So I get that.
He's simping for Cine are false. I can understand why someone would believe I was simping, especially if they didn't know me as a person. I'm gonna be real here. Me saying want to see my cock, followed up by a picture of a chicken.
It's not a chicken! It's a cockerel! It's not a chicken, it's a cockerel! It's like, the thing is, it's such a weird thing to say to someone who's been accused of grooming. Even if you don't believe the accusations, this person has been accused of grooming. Why would you make a joke saying, I want to see my cock, and then show a picture of a cockerel? It's such a weird thing to do. Oh my, so why would you do that? It's creepy, it's weird. It's like me going up to a random person on the street being like, hey, do you want to see my D? And then just hold up a picture of a D. It's so weird, man. And you're downplaying it as well, because that's not even a chicken, it's a cockerel. Which makes it even worse. And if anyone wants to know what the difference is between a chicken and a cockerel, a chicken tastes nicer.
For me commenting nice pussy when someone showed
No! Why would you say something like that, Jar? WTF?
me their cat are common jokes I've made multiple times with multiple different people.
Do you do this to your work buddies? Do you have this attitude with your work buddies? Because, like, here's the thing, Jar. We a few weeks ago, my workplace had to fire someone because they were making similar jokes like this in person to not just members of staff but also people that came in. It's so weird, and you know, if people, and it's so uncomfortable.
The only compliment I gave her was calling her Mamacita. Here's the audio clip.
Alright, Mamacita, I'll hit you up when I get home.
No! Don't do that! Please, I did not need to hear that, John! I didn't need to hear that!
As you can clearly see, I was making a race joke, not actually trying to hit on her. When I do hit on women, I don't put on a voice like that. I can't believe people thought this was my attempt to sound sexy. I talk to both men and women like this.
It's not the fact that you're trying to hit on someone. It's just the fact it's just weird.
It's just how I joke around. For example, here are a few audio.
You can't just say, oh, that's just how I joke around, and expect everyone just to be cool with that.
I'm gonna be honest here. I think telling someone we're gonna make some magic together and that people will draw ship art of us is a lot more sexual than saying wanna see my cock and sending an image of a chicken.
It's not chicken, it's a cockerel!
I also have ship art of me and another YouTuber. It's Manga Common, who is a guy.
Why do you have this? Why do you have this? Hold on, let's see. I don't have access to that. There's a picture of them kissing. Is that what I think it is? Okay. Side note, funny how the only time I make ship art of me and another YouTuber was with Manga Common. It's why?
If I had art like this commissioned of me and Cine, oh my god, I would never be able to get out of this. I also said this to her in our interview, which was the first time I ever had a call with her. Like, here's the thing, I'm way more sexist than I'm racist.
What? Why would you? Hold on, let's actually finish it.
At least you're admitting to it.
What do you know? You're a woman.
You know what? I'm just going to assume that it's just a joke that just didn't land.
One of my thumbnail artists even sent out this voice clip.
What a cute little pussy.
Please don't. My ears are bleeding right now. Holy shit.
I think it's pretty clear from my tone of voice that I'm making a joke. I'm not actually drunk. But
yeah, I know it's probably just a joke, but it still sounds so weird, man.
Here's the context as to why I sent that voice clip. Cat the cat spelled with a K instead of a C. Next time you leak something out, make sure to edit your reaction. Saying Lamau implies you thought it was funny, not creepy.
Okay, but that doesn't really make it any less creepy, though. Just because, I mean, yeah, obviously the context behind it is you responding to a cat, and you're saying you're calling it a cat pussy. It's like, obviously, yeah, sure, but Jar, like, it's still weird to say.
Some people have accused me of sending the chicken image to get out of sending my dick when someone
It's not a chicken, it's a cockerel!
says no to me. Then why is it that out of all the examples I have found, is there no one saying no to me? Pretty much every single questionable DM of mine has been leaked, so there should be at least one image of my joystick. I'm not going to send a picture of my dick over the internet. Plus, I wouldn't want any of you males to feel...
Who's making that accusation? Who's making the accusation that you're sending a dick pic over the internet? Like, why bring it up? Who's making that accusation?
inadequate. I'm also not going to lie, people trying to hunt down an actual picture of my cock is a little bit creepy. But of course...
Again, who's doing that? You said you've got receipts for this, but yet you haven't shown anything. All you've really shown is like DM pictures of you, like, of a bit more context to you talking sexually to, well, like you making sexual jokes to other people. It's like, who is saying all this shit, Jar?
The big one is me falling asleep on calls with her. I'm going to be honest, out of everything, this was the main thing that I didn't want to get leaked out. I have incredibly bad sleep insomnia. I have blackout curtains, and I often use different methods to help me sleep, such as melatonin, NyQuil, and more. I even have earplugs and use a fan as background sound. Talking to someone as I fall asleep, waiting for the pills to kick in, is one of the easiest ways to help me fall asleep.
Imagine if Jar had a call where he was trying to fall asleep to the sound of Miss Anthropone's voice. Just imagine if he tried to do that, since those two were quite close. You know, I wonder if I wonder if that actually helped.
I used to do what many people have referred to as sleepy time calls on Skype all the time. The only problem is Skype...
I don't care! I don't care. My roommate moved in with me around 4 years ago, so they was no more needed for me to use Skype. I don't care, Jar! I don't care!
deletes your messages after 3 years, so I don't have the proof for that. Luckily, one of my old friends has agreed to give his testimony. Hey man, so we've been friends for like several years, right?
Yeah, so since like we're like 6 or 7.
Yeah, that sounds about right. And we moved in together. How many years or months would you say we lived together?
That would have been like 2016-ish, like maybe about like half a year or so.
And you told me that I was borderline asexual.
You know what he's doing right here? This is basically what Star Giant Productions did in her Addressing My Abuse video. She basically got her friends to come in and testify about how great she is, or like, you know, talk a bit about her, and just completely embarrassing them, like, to the public. This is a similar thing that's happening right now. He's getting his friends to come in, talk about him, to defend him, to basically address him defending a groomer, to talk about his own sleeping pattern. It's like, Jar, why would you do that? Just, like, how about just don't talk about your sleep pattern? Nobody cares!
Yeah, I got warnings from both you and many other people that this would bite me in the ass one day, but I never thought it would be this bad.
Yeah, this is like the hardest you've ever been canceled.
Yeah, but the biggest issue people seem to have with me is not the inappropriate way I talk, but the way I fell asleep on calls with her, and that's why I had to come to you. Out of anyone, I think you know about my sleep patterns better than anyone else.
Here's a problem I have with this response, and, you know, this could probably be directed towards a Jar altogether, is that I don't think he just takes things seriously. Like, I look at this video and he's talking about his sleep pattern, and eventually he's going to talk about, you know, having a fart fetish. Again, don't know why you would want to, like, put your fetishes publicly on the internet. And he just, like, you know, and it's a video where he's supposed to be responding and showing receipts about, showing proof about, like, him defending a groomer, and he's just not taking it that seriously. It's like, when you're talking about subjects like this, you need to have some self-awareness that what you're saying could affect other people. And in this case, what Jar did was disgusting. And he's not taking it seriously. He's basically just making excuses. Like, nothing in this video is good for him. There's nothing good for him in this video. There's no apologies to, like, well, there was apologies at the start of the video, but it's very cut and dry, and the rest of it is just basically like me. Like, dude, really?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it helped me fall asleep too now and then. It's good and relaxing, you know, like ASMR. Just hearing a person's voice is a good thing, you know.
Yeah, did you ever think it was a romantic or sexual thing when I talked to you or any of our roommates as I fell asleep?
Again, who's making that accusation, Jar? Who's making the accusation that it was sexual?
I mean, no, I mean, that would be kind of weird if it was.
Yeah, I get that, especially when you consider the fact
It's weird anyway! Why would you go up to, like, someone who is being accused of a grooming and say, oh, do you want to see my cock, and then show a picture of a cockerel? It's just weird and stupid.
evidence, like me constantly giving her compliments or confiding in her emotionally, then I think this would be an open and shut case. But the thing is, no one has any evidence like that. Kumo knew what was going on. Why didn't he ask Cindy to ask me how I truly felt about her, or something?
Okay, so basically now he's just like, oh, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? It's deflecting blame. It's like, Jar, you are a living person with a brain. You can figure this shit out. You don't need other people telling you about what you have done. You don't need that.
Yes, I do find Cindy's avatar attractive, but 99% of the time...
It's cartoonish.
People's avatars look a lot more attractive than they do in real life. Even my robot avatar looks more attractive than me. I didn't know what Cindy looked like in real life at the time. I'm not going to hit on a woman that I haven't even seen before. Hopeless Peaches had an incredibly attractive avatar, but in real life she looked like an Albinoric from Elden Ring. Not the hot ones that ride on wolves, the ones that look like frogs.
Dude! Bro! Okay, look, Hopeless Peaches is a piece of shit, but making fun of someone's look is a low blow.
I never asked for a picture of what Cindy looked like in real life, and I never did a video call with her. I don't want people to believe that I was simping or cheating, but even if I can't convince any of you, there's at least one person who believes that I wasn't simping or cheating, and that's my girlfriend. And honestly, I think I should care more about her opinion than the opinions of random people on the internet.
Okay, then why did you just go on a complete tantrum about, like, people believing that you fancied Cindy? Or that you were talking sexually to other people if your girlfriend is the only person you care about? Because that should really matter. Your girlfriend should be the only person who you should care about, but yet you went on a complete tantrum about, like, I don't know, for about 10 minutes about how people think you're talking sexually or trying to hit on a groomer or, like, other people.
She's the most wonderful person I've ever been with. It's very odd that the main narrative around Cindy was that she was a groomer but not a pedo. But now all of a sudden people are saying I rizzed up a pedo, or that I cheated on my girlfriend with a pedo. Seriously, who do you guys think I am, Monkey Jones?
Stop comparing yourself to other YouTubers! And by the way, since you basically just said you're still going on, like, and you just said your girlfriend is the only person who you should care about, that should be the end. That should finish it. End of story. Your girlfriend is the only person that, you know, you should care about if you have cheated or not. That's basically it. Stick to that. You don't need to go anymore. You don't need to drag this on any further.
I did admit that I wanted Cindy as an ally, but I didn't elaborate elaborate on what I meant by that. I've been working with a Kumu, not to be confused with Kumo, who was slandered by the ArcCC. I was also slandered by the ArcCC, and I thought Cinny was as well. I worked with Peaches, who was slandered by the ArcCC, and we did a lot of good together.
Okay, here we go. He's taking shots at the ArcCC.
Often it means I will have to deal with their haters from now on, or they'll come after me for not helping them out enough. I'm not the best judge of character, and I think it's time I stop trying.
From what I talked about, from what I heard in LioConvoy stream, the most that Hopeless Peaches really did was gossip about you behind your back. Which, you know, granted, still not okay and still childish, but that's the most that she did.
To be a little internet hero. I now understand more than ever before why other people don't do this. I want to make this clear, whenever I defend anyone, I'm not saying they're a perfect little angel who didn't do anything wrong. Not every allegation about Cinny was true, but enough of them were. But I know you guys aren't just here for this stuff about Cinny. You're also here regarding the allegations involving the image of Jade Animations lifting up her shirt. First of all, yeah, I always had a thing for Jade Animations' avatar. I've never kept that fact hidden. I even asked her out on a date at the end of my first...
Weird? I mean, like, I'm personally not really into, like, cartoon OCs, so, you know, you do you.
I don't know what I said, but I don't think I said that. I'm pretty sure this was just put in the document to make me sound as much like Cinny as possible. My best guess is I was making a video about Jade Animations porn, and I wanted something to be used in a thumbnail, and Kay offered to do it for me so she could get the art role. Let's be honest here, this picture of Jaden looks like it would be more at home in a thumbnail than in someone's wink bank. After they made the art for me, several months later, they told me that they were 17 at the time they made it. When I saw this message, I didn't know how to respond.
Okay, hold on, let's see that.
Thumbnail than in someone's wink bank. After they made the art for me, several months later, they told me that they were 17.
Okay, thank you so much, OMG, you made porn. What? Porn of Jaden for me. Yeah, I was 17 at the time, and I wanted to get that rabbit art vest. So, look, you fully knew that this person was 17, and you still interacted with them?
You can also see from our DMs, which Kay showed from the bottom up for some reason, she was always the one starting the conversation with me and not the other way around.
Yeah, because she was a fan!
Literally, the last quote-unquote conversation we had was the same year the Cinny drama happened, in 2024. If I was a big, scary, intimidating YouTuber, then why did they continue talking to me?
Because she was a fan! She liked your content! Stop deflecting blame!
Why did they make the art just for a Discord role? And if they thought it was wrong, then why didn't they tell anyone about it before the drama around me happened? After they got...
This is literally all of it is. It's just like, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they do that? They could have done this. They could have done that.
I want to send her any more hate for one specific reason. And that's because she acted completely differently in the interview than how she came across in her doc. Which to me heavily implies that someone else wrote it for her. Or at the
Maybe she just needed help writing it?
very least, someone manipulated her into writing the document in the way she did. I can't believe that throughout my entire...
Again, like, that's quite a damning... That's quite a serious thing to claim. Have you got any proof of that, Jar?
Make them draw one picture for me, then barely interact with them for 4 years.
Ah, no! Why would you talk about this in your response video? Jar! No! Oh, why would you do this? No! Jar, it's so weird. So fucking weird. And the sound effect as well.
The next big allegation against me is kind of like the first one. I sent this image to...
Ah, no! Jar! Ah, skip.
Now, some people have accused me of having a fart fetish from this image.
Stop!
I think it's the only fart image I've ever sent. And I
Come on, let's skip it.
But now because I thought it was hot. Some people have even said that the person
Please
does
just-
this stuff.
Like, why would you talk about that in your response video where you're basically talking about defending a groomer and you say you have receipts where basically most of the things that you have shown at the moment is basically just, like, it's basically just a nothing. You basically have just shown nothing. Even the screenshots just don't, like... It's just such a nothing video. It's so disappointing. Like I honestly am disappointed, Jar, because I did expect better from you, to be honest. I expect better from you as a YouTuber. I watched your videos a couple of times. I even do find you quite entertaining, and it is a bit disappointing. Okay, so this is when he talks about VidCon. I think this is to do with Ponder Sprockets and our friends.
Surrounding VidCon 2023. First of all, I'm a little shocked that they held on to this for over a year. Yeah, the RCC wasn't planning anything.
So basically, you're more shocked that this information has come out. You're more shocked that they held on to this information that didn't come out. Like, maybe because you're a big YouTuber and your fan base can be insane.
Nothing at all. Basically, just before VidCon started, I put up my new thumbnail for my Stalker video. Obviously, it had an EDP joke in it because, well, I love making jokes about EDP. Bro is the most exposed man on the internet. And Stalker had the news of a 13-year-old on his flash drive, and EDP went to go meet up with a 13-year-old. So that was the thought process behind the joke. People in the RCC had an issue with this, and eventually I came to the conclusion that the problem was that people would come across this thumbnail and immediately assume I was comparing him directly to EDP. So I decided...
Who's saying that comparing this to ADP? Can you please show proof of this, Jar?
to change it. Now granted, they don't seem to have the same problem with other clickbait titles and thumbnails about me.
Again, out of all of these people, who accused you of, like, who compared you to ADP? Out of every single one of these people, who compared you to ADP, Jar?
But I guess it's one of those rule for thee, but not for me kind of things. I still thought we were on friendly terms and we would meet up at VidCon. I sent this inappropriate joke to Mal.
Okay, hold on, let's pause to read if you... Okay, no worries. I'm still in trouble. First 8 ATM, haven't gotten to the airborne yet, but maybe once we're settled, although I'm not sure there'll be time for VC stuff during VidCon. We could talk about it in person. At VidCon, just me and you over drinks. Maybe you could come with... Did you know Maui? Did you know Maui before you said this? Have you met in person? Are you friends with her? Because... No way. I'm not gonna spend VidCon time on that sort of thing. I want to focus on holiday stuff. Did you see the last messages? Send it the same. Like, she's obviously uncomfortable with this. She's obviously uncomfortable with, like, what you're saying right here, Jar.
And she did not take very kindly to it. I should note that I was a bit high at the time. Weed is illegal in Texas, but in California it's very easy to get. But the bigger issue was me constantly pushing to meet up with her. Eventually I told her that I'll leave her be because I had no more plans to meet up with her.
Jar, no means no.
I was walking around at VidCon doing stuff at different panels. Eventually I got hungry. I bought some ice cream, I sat down to eat it, and then I heard Ponder's voice and looked to my left, seeing that she was sitting right next to me. So I shook her hand, revealed who I was, she exclaimed, "Oh my god," and I walked away. I thought it was funny. Ponder described this interaction as a lot more creepy than it really was, adding things like me squeezing her hand and other stuff like that, or that I was laughing maniacally as I walked away. I did laugh, but it wasn't until I was inside. She talked about this interaction literally a year later, and drew me as a sexy elf boy for some reason.
What? Sexy elf boy? Sexy? That? What? Sexy elf boy? Like, you know, I was in a VC in Cat's... Well, not VC. I was in a call in Cat's Lair where we watched this video. We've watched it twice in Cat's Lair, actually. And Ponda was quite active in it, and she basically got confused with the sexy elf boy claim. So, I don't know. That's not what I see, but maybe you just see something different. I don't know.
She kept me anonymous, of course. A bit odd that my anonymity was important until I was getting bashed. I'm confused as to what the allegation is here. It's just a handshake. I didn't put my arm around her and say the N-word. Ponder had...
Oh, okay, so basically I know what I did was bad, but it could have been worse. It's just a prank, bro. Okay, let's go back.
Important until I was getting bashed. I'm confused as to what the allegation is here. It's just a handshake. I didn't put my arm around her and say the N-word. Ponder has drawn my avatar in very...
Okay, so apparently, according to LioConvoy's VC, is that, well, like, this video is clearly, I mean, obviously it's Ponder's video, but this apparently, this image right here, this wasn't drawn by Ponder. This is apparently on Jar's DeviantArt account. It's on his DeviantArt account, and he's trying to use it against Ponder. Hold on, let's hear what he says.
I'm confused as to what the allegation is here. It's just a handshake. I didn't put my arm around her and say the N-word. Ponder has drawn my avatar in very compromising positions a handful of times without my request or consent.
Again, like, there is nothing, like, sexual about the maiden thing. It's probably just like humor or something. It's not a sexual thing. Let's go on, let's read the text. Okay, technically not an SFW, but they are a bit flirty or odd. I think that's a joke, Jar. It's supposed to be funny. Funny, that's why it's odd. And you have this on your DeviantArt account apparently.
Drawn my avatar in very compromising positions a handful of times without my request or consent. I want to make this clear, I don't really care how she drew my avatar. If the genders were reversed, what I did would have been seen as no big deal, but what she did would have been seen as a huge deal.
That's actually a good point, actually. I'll give Joe that. That's actually a good point.
The problem with this allegation is I don't know what people are accusing me of. It was just a handshake. People have claimed I cheated on my girlfriend by doing this.
Who? Hold on. This is the beginning of your direct messages history with girlfriend. Who's claiming that you cheated on your girlfriend, Jar? Who?
It shows them running or hiding from someone who is allegedly me, but they don't show me in any of their video footage. There's not one single shred of evidence that I was looking for them. Sure, I was keeping an eye out for Ponder, and if I saw her, I was just gonna say, hey, did you see Akumu's new video on you? And then...
Great interaction, Jar. Great interaction. Basically, just go up to someone and say, hey, did you see that negative video that this person made about you? It's like great sort of interaction. Wow.
Just for the sake of argument, let's take their word on it. Let's say I was hunting them down at VidCon and chasing after them. Then what was I gonna do when I caught them? Shake their hand again? Sorry, but I'm gonna keep going to VidCon. I'm not looking for you guys, and I hope you guys aren't looking for me.
I can guarantee you, mate, they are not going to be looking for you at all.
Both enjoy it separately. As much as they say that I'm paranoid, I think they're really the paranoid ones. I just wanted to meet up with them at VidCon, and all of this.
I mean, your entire video right here, I mean, like, you're very paranoid yourself. I mean, like, if you look at the things that you've been saying, you're basically just like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And you're also, like, deflecting the blame onto other people as well for your own sort of actions. You know, it's just pretty slimy. Pretty slimy.
I think this became less important as my drama started, but I might as well nip this in the butt right now. I was letting the YouTuber Zaid, aka Misanthropony, upload videos on my channel.
Okay, I have a feeling you all want me to talk about this, so let's talk about it. So, as most of you are probably aware, I had some beef with Misanthropony in the past, to the point where he's still going to include me in that Hatem documentary of his. I won't go into the full details about what happened because it will take away the point of what I'm making. But basically, Jar will go into detail about it very soon. But basically, Jar, Misanthropony left his YouTube channel. Because he was not sending death, sorry, that's not right. He was wishing death upon people, like saying that he hopes people get gunned down the streets by a gang, or like wishing someone to put a knife through someone else's forehead, you know, pretty unhinged shit over Star Wars. A year later, he Just a Robot invited him onto his channel to re-upload some videos to make him some money. Now, I'm not going to say whether or not that's pretty slimy of Jar, because that might have just been an agreement between them that Misanthropony was just fine with letting Jar have the money. And also fine with just releasing his videos, and you know that's fine. But having someone like Misanthropony, who he knows what he's done in the past, and he knows how unhinged he is, like, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make sure he's in line, guys. It's like, look, if LioConvoy couldn't make sure that he was online, what makes you think that you could keep Misanthropony online? It's just dumb and stupid.
He left YouTube due to threatening people he doesn't like on alt accounts and then lying about it, and then repeating the same process a few more times. I decided to give him one more chance. His fans missed his content, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me some money.
The thing is though, like, I have no doubt that Jar did have good intentions when it comes to Misanthropony. I have no doubt that he did have good intentions. But knowing his past, when he knows Misanthropony isn't terminally online, where he knows, like, he's most likely going to be in, like, you know, DMs or making alt accounts to go after people and wish death upon them, you know, it's just dumb and stupid.
Unfortunately, by doing this, it meant I had to deal with some of Zaid's haters myself, and they're an interesting group.
Listen, well, I'm gonna make you wish that you'd stayed gone too long in.
As far
Holy shit. Oh god. Oh my god, sorry, that just got to me. Like, look, I'm also not going to deny that a lot of the people who don't like Misanthropony are also not really all there, you know. They're probably, you know, a bit weird themselves, so I'm not denying that. Possibly a little bit more weird than Jar. But I'm also not going to deny that, you know, Misanthropony is also a dick himself, so.
As far as I'm aware, while Zaid was on my channel, he didn't mess up by creating alt accounts. Due to the Cine drama I got myself
How do you know that he didn't do that? How do you know he didn't do that, Jar?
involved in, I told him it was best if we go our separate ways so he doesn't get any more hate. He asked me to take his videos down off of my channel once my response came out. And
As
I
he should.
do that. But then he asked me to take them down even sooner, along with asking me to advertise his channel on my community tab, give it a shout out in my response video, and advertise it in my Discord.
I mean, you kind of did give him a shout out in your video just right now, actually. So, I mean, like, he got his wish.
I agreed to this, so I took his videos down, which is why suddenly a bunch of my content disappeared. I wasn't trying to hide anything, nor was I trying to say, oh look, Zaid's videos are no longer on my channel, you guys can like me now. I literally just took them down because he asked me to. He made those videos, so I thought he had the final say on the matter, and I was gonna boost his new channel, but I decided not to because he was calling me a pedo apologist on his new channel.
That is also very fair. You know, the thing is though, like, while Jar definitely did defend a groomer, like, calling him a pedo apologist, no. Like, I wouldn't call Jar a pedo apologist. I don't think he's a pedo apologist. He's definitely dumb and stupid, and has definitely done some dumb and stupid things. A pedo apologist, though? No, because being a groomer is not the same as being a pedophile. Grooming is basically just a manipulation tactic used on vulnerable people. Being a pedophile is being attracted to children. While I haven't, I'm not gonna deny, I'm not gonna say I'm like well educated in the Cine Bear like situation. But from what I have seen, and I may be wrong about this, and I want to indicate that I may be wrong, City Bear, from what I know, is a groomer, but not really a pedophile. So, yeah, calling Jar a better apologist, no.
Yeah, he wanted me to send my...
And also, it is completely fair that Jar didn't want to do that since... because of that as well. But in a way, he did also kind of, like, from the segment, did also kind of platform misanthropy as well. So...
fans to his new channel so he could bash me. In my humble opinion, that's a pretty scummy thing to do. I don't think he knows what that word means, because the main reason why I defended Cinny was because I thought she wasn't a pedo. If she was a pedo and trying to get with a minor, I wouldn't have even entertained the idea of defending her. I really should have heeded the warnings of people who told me not to work with the guy. Zaid, if you're watching this...
So wait, people told you before not to work with him? Jar, you need to listen to people. You need to listen to them more. Take in their advice.
At first, people said it was not only okay, but a good thing that Kumo leaked an early draft of my video before it was ready. They claimed he only did it to keep me from uploading my video, which isn't the best strategy in my opinion. It's kind of like stopping your...
Wait, what? Again, who was saying that, Jar? Who is saying that? You failed to show any sort of proof of anyone actually saying that. And again, like, I do think it was a dick thing for Akumo to release your video early before you could even release it. But, like, you have not shown any proof of, like, people saying, oh, it was a good idea that Kumo released the video before you did. It's like, no.
Friend from shooting a guy in the face by taking the gun and shooting the guy in the face yourself. And also, I don't think what Kumo did has ever worked, like, ever. But people seem to start walking back on this claim once they realize that Kumo wasn't all there.
None of you know what the fuck you're even talking about! You can't...
Holy shit, he sounded a bit like Angry Joe for a second. Kumo screaming in anger sounded a bit like Angry Joe.
keep twisting the context! And people wonder why I get upset. People...
How am I going to read that? Have you not thought about taking the screenshot again, or maybe, like, rendering it, Kumo? Because I can't read that shit.
Wonder why I get loud. People wonder why I fucking scream. I'm gonna start flashing.
Kumo was trying to sabotage me because he doesn't like me.
But the parts that were problematic were specifically things that I would care about. I didn't catch that. I didn't catch that because I was so focused on the guy I already...
Actually, I don't know if that was just the way that Kumo edited it, or if that was Jar. Either way, how am I going to read it?
It all started when I had to deal with the very poorly photoshopped allegations of grooming a 13-year-old girl. He seemed to believe they were real more than anyone else I talked to about them, and it took me a few minutes to convince him that they were clearly poorly photoshopped. You see, once Kumo is a little suspicious that you might be a pedo or a groomer, he's going to hold on to that opinion.
You can find lots of videos of him calling someone a pedo over absolutely nothing. Can you at least show a couple of those videos of him accusing people of being a pedo? Please?
Forever. By the way, a lot of people have been commenting underneath my grooming a 13-year-old allegations video that it aged poorly or that Chaos55T was in the right. I just gotta say, that's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, you know, I've got to agree with that. Like, you know, the thing is that that's completely different from the situation that Jar's got himself into now. So, yeah, no, I agree that is quite disgusting.
Unfortunately, I forgot who I was getting myself involved with. Kumo, unprompted mind you, leaked his own DMs with Cinny, and they looked even worse than mine. I don't know what he was thinking, he kind of just nuked us both. Then...
Well, I mean, he didn't really say to Cinny, do you want to see my cock and show a picture of a cockerel? So, I mean, that's something.
As though people would believe those things at face value because they're funny, but rape allegations are very serious, so people were a lot more skeptical. He was bashed for this, and then I think he tried to copyright claim someone's video for using his traced art in their thumbnail, apparently uploading my entire video.
Okay, yeah, if that is true, then that's pretty scummy. If that is true, then that is pretty scummy.
There are some smaller allegations against me, like how my roommate isn't actually black, or that me and my roommate jack each other off, or that I make videos on a combination of cocaine, Adderall, and magic mushrooms.
Dude, those are probably jokes. Jokes. Not claims, jokes. You know what? I'm not gonna watch this anymore. I'm not gonna do this anymore. This has gone on for long enough. This is a nothing of a response jar. Like, the thing is, say what you like about the other responses that some people have made, like, you know, like, just for example, LioConvoy. At least he didn't do the things you did in this. You know, at least he didn't talk about his fetishes. Like, imagine if he was like, oh yeah, what I did in the Rosa Ray Ramsey call was bad, but at least I have a fart fetish. It's just dumb, stupid. And there you have it. If Jar wants to continue doing YouTube stuff, then I have no problem with him doing that. But the best thing for him to do would be to stay away from drama altogether. Don't try and get heavily involved in situations like this again, because all you've done is make things worse. You are going to need to know your limitations and know when to pull back. I apologise if this video isn't really well put together, but I didn't really want to make a big scripted video about this. I just wanted to get my quick thoughts on Jar's response, but if any of you do want to see a better response video to it, I highly recommend you go and check out LioConvoy's livestream covering the topic. Link to it will be in the description. To the rest of you watching, don't harass or send death threats to anyone who I've spoken about in this video. Jar definitely deserves to be called out for what he did, however, harassment is never acceptable. But if you have made it to the end of the video, please subscribe to the channel for more videos. Any support to the channel will be much appreciated. That's it for now. I hope you all have a nice rest of your day. I'm going to go back and play some more video games.